First, though, 7 minutes past 7, the issue of homelessness seems to be a permanent feature in the news at the moment, and now a group's been set up in one Wiltshire town to help those who are still sleeping rough. Louise Morecambe and Charmaine Condy are two of the founding members of the Swindon Homless Volunteers, and like so many issues, the whole thing snowballed thanks to sharing stories and ideas on the social media networks. And Louise and Charmaine are both here. Good morning to you both.
Hi, morning.
You're tucked behind that one. Good morning.
Morning.
And good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell us your story then. Why set this group up now?
We set this group up because I was made aware of a young man that slept outside Tesco's before Christmas, and we managed to help him before Christmas, but we thought to ourselves, there was that gent outside Tesco's, how many more was there like him? So we decided, me, myself, Charmaine and Emma, decided to set up a group and make a group and go searching for everyone around Swindon that was like himself.
Yeah, and talking of, how many likes, people like him, your likes on your Facebook page going through the roof, sort of 1,000 people interested in this.
Oh, it's just amazing. It's like companies and businesses all over the UK has come to us and offered us things, and everyone wants to get involved. Everybody wants to come on night walks. We go out 3 nights a week, helping them with food and provisions and essentials. It's just absolutely incredible, and I seriously could not thank every single person we've got in our group.
Charmaine, tell us your story, because you've got involved because things aren't always perfect for you in your life. That's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So I'm classed as homeless because I'm sofa surfing, and I have a roof over my head at least, but there's all these people that don't, and being able to go out and help them with the bits that they need, so I needed to help, and being able to give that help back to other people that need it.
We always hear, don't we? We never know if it's true, because we hope we never have to find out that you're only one bad week, one bad paycheck away from being in a situation that's completely unlike what you're in now. I mean, tell us how much you want. Don't be too personal if you don't want to, but how did your personal circumstances lead to you to being in a bit of a pickle?
Family relationships, just, one day everything's okay, and the next, you never really know what's going to happen. Everything's fine one day, and the next, everything changes. Yeah.
So that's sofa surfing, you're just reliant on people?
Yeah, which is hard to do, but like I say, at least I've got a roof over my head, unlike many of our street friends that haven't.
Louise, there are lots of other organisations, I'm sure, thinking that they're doing their best. So why would you say there's still a need for what is a kind of a raw group, if you like you, without any official credentials, just a big heart?
Other charities are just amazing. Like, I want to give a mention to the Big Breakfast Club, Culvery Court, Nelson's Trust, and Booth House. Obviously, they all get involved, but obviously they've got the capacity to house and accommodate so many, and they work tirelessly around the clock to try and help this sort of thing. But it's just mainly charities and organisations that does this, and if everyone comes together, we're constantly finding new homeless people on the streets every single night, and it's just something that needs to be spoken about more, because a lot of people see our homeless like beggars to do a crime, drugs, dirty, and people ask their children to look the other way, or why can't people just look at them and give them a smile or say no thank you if they're begging? They're people just like us, and they talk to me better than people I've spoken to in big posh houses with big high paid jobs. They're just incredible.
Why is that, do you think, Charmaine, that still so many of us, and I'll, count myself in it from time to time, don't stop and have a good old chinwag with somebody who is evidently needing it?
Personally, I just think it's, something that once you've sat down and you've spoke to one of our street friends, views change. Mine did. I know that. Being able to have a conversation with them. But many people don't, and until, they sit down and have that conversation, like Louise said, they're just seen as beggars, dirty, and things like that.
Louise, where do you go from now then, and what's the reaction been like from those sort of established groups? You're not hindering them, you're not getting in the way from what they're trying to do, because it's got to be a bit of joined up thinking, hasn't it, to try and defeat this problem?
Oh, definitely. It's a joint effort. I've been in contact with Culvery Court and Big Breakfast Plus. We've been invited along to a meeting so we can see how we can work together and raise this subject further. We've become really good friends with them. At the moment, we've just set up a GoFund page. We're raising $1,400 per person. This will enable us to pay the first month's rent, deposit and furniture, because helping them on the streets with food and essentials, it's just that night, every night we go out. It's not a long-term fix. We've got people with mental illnesses, we've got drug addictions, and obviously those guys can't stay in shelters or places full of lots of people. They need their own accommodation, and that's why our GoFund page is so important, so we can get those sort of people that are so vulnerable off our streets really quickly.
How big do you want to be? How much momentum do you think this thing's got?
It's not like about being big. It's almost like trying to make the public aware that the stigma they see each day, they see on the streets, the beggars, the crime, dirty little people sitting on the floor. It is not like that. They invite us into the tents, their homes, where they sit in their car park space, and they're just absolutely amazing. And I just want everyone to see the truth. Like, the truth is not what they see during the day. The truth is when we see them in their own little bed areas during the evening when they're freezing cold and vulnerable.
You haven't got political at all since you've been here. You're just sort of concentrating on the human beings. Is that something you're doing on purpose?
We haven't gone down the political route yet, but we are in contact with our Swindon MP, Justin, and he's kindly agreed to go on to one of our night walks with us.
He's agreed, did you say?
Yeah. He's going to come on one of our evening walks with us, see what it's all about, and Robert Buckland, our other Swindon MP, we have correspondence with him and he's very supportive.
And in terms of things that people can give you to help the cause?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have the Facebook group, Swindon Homless Volunteers, and obviously lots of people on there donate food and raffle prizes, because we rely hugely on raffle prizes from companies and businesses, and what we do with that, we raffle it off to the Swindon public, and we use that money to buy essentials and food for our homeless each evening.
Charmaine, back to you, and I kind of sort of asked the question of Louise, but if people are thinking, if we've got just groups going here, there and everywhere, does it need to be more joined up? I mean, what's your view on it? Is it just more the merrier?
To be honest, I think the more people that go out and help the homeless, the better. I mean, we only go out 3 nights a week, because the other charities and things do the other nights. So they're covered for every night. They see a group of people who go out to help them.
Good to have you in. Thank you for coming in. Charmaine Condy and Louise Morecambe telling us about the Swindon Volunteers, or Swindon Homless Volunteers group. You can find it on Facebook and join up if you would like to. 7:14 is the time. Ben with you on breakfast. Just a couple of stories from the newspapers. This one made me, made me curious, actually.